Assalamu alaikum, my YouTube family. I hope you all are fine and enjoying good health. So I hope you all are preparing very well for your exams because just few days are left. But the students were requesting me for this strand of directed writing, as you guys know that this is also as one of the strands of directed writing, the article writing, all right, and it's very important as well. Already I have shared one of the strand of article writing, and that was magazine article in the previous video of mine. Basically, this time how we get the directed writing task, we get two texts, all right? So in today's video, I'm not going to share the two texts, but I'm just directly going to explain you that what actually, the article is and what are the types of it and how are we going to write the article writing, all right? What is the actual structure and format of writing it? So my dear students, please follow the structure and format which I'm going to share with you today. And afterwards, I'll be sharing some samples with you, and it is going to be a very informative video for every single student who is going to appear in the May, June exams and or else in the October, November in the next year as well. All right, so let's just directly jump into towards the video. All right, my dear students. So the format of an article is the very first thing you need to write is the headline. All right, the headline should be on the top. It should be catchy. You can, call it like a title. It should be catchy. It should be composed. All right, not a detailed headline. It should be composed, catchy, and extremely informative. In that, you have to just, write in a short form. The important, after reading those two texts, the main thing that what is actually discussed on the else, you can say the topic, you're going to make that your headline. All right, you might have seen in the newspapers, in the magazines, the headlines, if they are catchy, we love to read that specific news. Okay, so afterwards, just just don't bother about it. All right, so afterwards, you are directly going to jump towards the introduction. Okay, so introduction is going to be an article should always begin with an introduction, as it is considered to be the most important paragraph of the text. All right, its purpose is to provide a well-informed overview or synopsis of the central event, like what happens in the event or what is this article about. You are going to embed all this in an introduction. All right, the information is usually provided with the help of 5 W's, which we're going to discuss, and one H is 1H: when, who, when that thing happened, who was in that, what happened, where it happened, why it happened, and how. So these are the things which you're going here. We need to fulfill these 5 W's, and these are when, who, what, where, why, and how. All right, now in this pattern, we have to follow the 2 content points, and the 2 content points are this is something which we need to do. The 2 content points should make use of short sentences, illustrations, and quotes of other people that add value, are useful, and offer relevant information. Something which is very important is you have to add relevant information. No irrelevant thing is, required to write. You have to extract it from the text, all right? The exact information you are going to extract from the 2 given texts. All right, today I'm not sharing these 2 given texts, as I have already shared in the previous video how to do the directed writing task from the text, and that was also on the magazine article as well. The quotes should be properly punctuated with the help of quotation marks. All right, now let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so now we're going to discuss some differences, the types of article writing. The first one type is the newspaper article. It is based on facts, whereas there is another type, and that is magazine article. It is based on facts. However, there are all there are more things as well in it, not only the facts. There are, the other things which are also included in the magazine article, because it's all about the magazine. So you can, create a change in it as well. It is not purely on the facts. An objective presentation without opinion or emotion. There is no emotion in it, there's no opinion in it, basically, because it's all, true and real. And it is going to be an objective presentation. It can be subjective. It is going to be, a shorter term, and on the entire that specific subject, and has room for opinion, emotion. Here you can show your opinions and emotions as well, but it is more like a formal thing. It is like an informal, right? Simple and straightforward retelling of facts with no creative writings. You have to just make it simple and straightforward, all right? And you have to keep retelling the facts. Whatever this issue is, whatever the fact is, you are going to embed in the newspaper article. As you might have read the newspapers, it is going to be the same thing. Then magazine articles are more in depth, because it is like, the detailed articles where you can discuss in general with more detail and questioning. It can be creative, discursive, so it can be on any topic. It could be in detail. It's like a literature thing, all right? It is not discursive. It just gives fact, all right? There's no discussion in it. It is just, all about the facts. The writing should be more fluent. Here the writing should be more fluent. Here it should be more formal. Okay, now let's discuss the style of both. The writing is very formal, as I told you. There are no contractions, okay? No don't. Contractions are these, the short forms, okay? No short forms. You have to write everything in the forms. Like, we write do not. So we have to write do not. We're not going to follow the contractions or any short form of it. This is something not allowed. And no slang is used. You are not, allowed to use any slang word or any, slang language. Grammar and punctuation are formal. You have to use the grammar and punctuation in a formal manner. If you want to put, inverted commas, you are requested to do it. If you want to put exclamation mark, do it. If there's any question required, do it. All right. So this is something, you need to follow in proper manner. The writing here must be informal, because it is an exam, but it can be more informal than a newspaper article. It is going to be more informal here. It can be conversational and engage the reader. It can use contractions. Here you can use contractions, short forms, because you have to extend the conversation, so you cannot, drag it. So you can use the contractions. It is going to be in a more informal manner, all right? So let's just move on to the, all right, so let's just take a look at the sample now. Okay, so this is the way you are going to do it. So first of all, you are requested to add the heading. Okay, the heading is a must here to add. Then the introduction, sample number 1. On the October 1st, here you are, starting it with each and every detail, the date, the day, the year, and, who is writing this. On the October 1st, 2019, senior students of SCIL and SI set up a medical camp near Jinnah Road, Township, Lahore. The purpose of the camp was to help the local community in their struggle against the recent dengue outbreak. Armed with banners and brochures to raise awareness about the epidemic, the enthused students were welcomed by an equally charged crowd of people, including doctors from nearby hospitals. All right. So this is the, composed introduction, where you have embedded the detail as well, and also in an extreme formal manner. All right. So now, all right, so this is actually, the introduction, the basic introduction which you are requested to write. Like this, enthused here means that eager students, all right? So these are the words you are requested to please embed. The vocabulary matters a lot. If you have an upgraded vocabulary, you are going to, definitely ace in your exam easily, all right? Let's move on to the analysis. So we have done the analysis here. When? On the October 1st, 2019. Okay, so you got the marks here. Who? Senior students of SCIL and SI. What? Set up a medical camp. They set up a medical camp. So we are, accomplishing all these 5 W's and one who, how, H as well, and one H as well. Where? Near Jinnah Road, Township, Lahore. So we are mentioning the place as well. Why? The purpose of the camp was to help the local community in their struggle against the recent dengue outbreak. So we have mentioned it over there as well. So it means that we have accomplished all these five W's, all right? So you are requested to please work on this. If you are doing it, at the end, you can, when you are proofreading your work, or even meanwhile, while writing, you can check that are you accomplishing all these five W's in your writing, article writing? How? Armed with banners and brochures to raise awareness about the epidemic. So this is the how, which is actually accomplished in the introduction. So in the introduction, if you are, accomplishing all these five W's in 1H, it means that your introduction is a complete, jam-packed introduction, and you are going to definitely get a very, you're going to definitely, score a very good marks, because the introduction is the first impression, all right? Now, this is the sample number 2, which I'm attaching. You are requested to please give a reading to it. And also you can just, pause my video and check out the analysis that are they accomplishing all these, five W's or not. And I'm sure that you can get a better idea that, all these W's are clearly, accomplished in this piece of writing as well. Okay, so my dear students, this is the sample, article writing. All right, this is the sample article answer, which I'm, just sharing it with you. This is the headline. This is the way you are going to write the headline. And after writing this, big, huge, catchy headline, you are requested to write that whom it is written by your name is must to write here on the top right corner. All right, in the beginning I have seen that it was edited, but here I'm telling you it is going to be the exact sample where you have to write the by as well. All right, in September 2017, Angela McQueen. Then here, this is the introduction. Okay, so in the introduction, this is the introduction. All the five W's are completely, accomplished here. Then there is a quote. Oh my God, she recalls saying to herself, he's going to start shooting. Okay, so this is, you can see like a magazine article, which I'm sharing with you. It's not a newspaper article because the language is a bit casual here. So this is one of the, example of a magazine article. So once you're going to, read those two texts of directed writing strand, you can get an idea whether it's a magazine article or whether it's a newspaper article. All right. Okay, so this is the way you are going to go about. School employees had been trained on how to handle active shooters, attack their ability to aim. So with the shooter's finger on the trigger, McQueen lunged at him, grabbing at his arm. She forced the gun barrel into the air, but not before he got off a couple of rounds, striking one student in the hand and chest and grazing another. As students ran for the exit, so there are, more details in it, all right? So this is something you need to do. And after creating these paragraphs, so you can see, how beautifully the paragraphs are, constructed. And there are only 4 to 5 lines paragraph, not longer paragraph. Please avoid writing longer paragraphs. Then there is one quote, and after that, another paragraph in detail, then the quote. Okay, and then you have to, end up with this paragraph, because you have to accomplish the word limit as well. All right. Another example I'm attaching here. Firewood for free, the headline, and by whom you have to mention this by as must. All right, so you guys can, give a reading to this, sample as well, so you can get a better idea. Pause my video, write down the samples. You can also create your own. I'm going to attach the questions under this video. Now, my dear students, the previous exam questions, which were, basically on the school magazine article. In 2015, it was a magazine article. In 2015, November, it was on magazine article. 13, 14 was all on magazine articles. So basically, the magazine articles comes in a frequent manner, but that, it's not a conformity that only this can come. It can also be, in newspaper articles. So you should know the pattern of that too. As I told you, the pattern is actually same, but the tone should be, differentiated in the newspaper article. So now let's see the questions. Okay, so here there's going to be a slight change in, it's actually a huge change, I must say, in this new pattern, in the new pattern of 2024. You are going to get, again, I'm repeating that you're going to get two texts, and from those two texts, you're going to extract the information. All right, and then you are going to follow this pattern, and there are going to be, only two content points, not three. Okay, so you have to follow only two content points. Okay, so you can choose any kind of team, for example, debating, quiz, sports. You are a member of a school team which recently won in an important competition. Your principal is very pleased with the team's improvement and asks you to write an article for your school magazine about the success of the team. So you have to extract the information and also, rephrase it in your own words, or else, write it in your own words. And your own information is something very important. Okay, never rephrase it because it's not a summary writing task. You have to write in your own words by seeing the two texts and extract the information from it. Only the important information you have to extract, but please don't do this thing that you're gonna, forget the text. Texts are very important. You have to follow the text, and after that you are going to, follow the pattern and the question. Okay, this was the 2015 November question. Then these are some other questions which I'm attaching with, this. You can also keep practicing these questions, but, remember that there are only two content points. You have to cover only two content points, okay? So you can see that, these are the things which you need to follow, and there are only two content points which you need to, work on, and you have to read the question in proper detailed manner. All right, my dear students, so this was all from my side. I'm again repeating that there's one headline on the top. Then you have to write by whom, okay? You have to write the name of by whom, your name is, going to be written here. Or then you're going to move towards the introduction. In introduction, you have to, fulfill the 5 W's and 1 H. And after that, you have to follow the two content points. And then you have to end up with the good conclusion, all right? There are some of the quotations which you're going to mention in between, and then you can see the attached samples. Please focus on your vocabulary and sentence structure. These are the two things you have to focus on in these days. Enhance your vocabulary, and your sentence structure should be an updated one. All right, I'm sure this was an extreme helpful video for you. Now you can also let me know that which topic is quite difficult for you. In the next upcoming video, I'll try to make that as well, and I'm gonna upload it on YouTube as soon as possible. Please show me your concern through the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this. This was all from my side. And stay tuned for more useful content with English with Parvasha. Allah Hafiz.